Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here today. My name is Dina and in today's video we are going to walk through just a few of the things that I do to get our home ready before we have guests come over for the evening. Now I do this all year long, but I thought the things that I do might come in handy this holiday season for you, and so I just wanted to put together a really simple video. And you may think they're silly and not want to do them at all, but here we are. Now, they're very just small touches, but I think that they go a long way. And I know that our guests have mentioned them to me when they've been here. And so I think that they are enjoyed. I also thought it was a good idea to show you that it's okay to let your family live in their space from the day to day. It's easy to just take things down and put something pretty in its place when guests do arrive. But for now, let's go ahead, get right into today's video, and hopefully you can find something that you might want to use this season. Whether you have big plans for hosting huge holiday parties this year or simple and easygoing get-togethers, taking just a few minutes to prepare each space is going to make a big impression on your guests as they arrive. As I begin preparing for our guests, I usually like to start out on our front entryway. I love the idea of making the best first impression I can in this space, so cleaning it up just a little is always key. Now, it really doesn't take long if you stay on it each and every week, but I think a nice and tidy space always speaks volumes. And as you know, I love beautiful, warm, and homey scents, so adding a wax warmer here in the entry is another great way to welcome your guest in. All right, friends, we are here in Ronnie's office, and the reason being is because his office is right off the front door. And sorry, Millicent is making herself comfortable in her chair, and so she snorts a lot. So if you hear that, that's what that is. But anyways, as you come in, you do see his desk, and I think it's such a beautiful statement piece that I like to come in and just at least re-oil the top before our guests come, because it just glistens and it looks so pretty. So it's purely just because I enjoy the look of it and I want our guests to as well. And then I do usually set a stack of books and a candle out just for appearance as well. And of course the scent, I always love a nice beautiful scent, be it seasonal or whatever. I love scents, so they're going to be all over the house. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to oiling it. This is what I use, and it does such a great job. So let's get this job done and then we'll move on. making our way into the primary suite. I have never shown it here on my channel in this state. As most of you know, we do have two Boston Terrier girlies, and they love to spend most of their day here at the end of our bed on their coverlet. But in order to keep them safe from jumping up so high and then back down to the ground, we do have a ramp here on the day-to-day. So when guests arrive, especially for the first time, I do take the time to rearrange this area and try to make it pretty. So in the back of my mind, I always have something designated for this spot for each and every season. And like you will see in every room throughout our home, I love the idea of candlelight and the use of lamp lighting. I think it brings about the perfect amount of ambiance, and I really enjoy it. Moving right along here in our bathroom, I know that having a few daily use items out on the counter makes the day-to-day just a little easier for Ronnie, so here is where they stay. And I think being a military wife has really helped me to mature in this area, because there is no better feeling than having his things here in this space, because when they are here, so is he. So this is just a quick step to take to make sure that everything looks tidied up right before our guests arrive. Now moving on over to my side of this area, when it comes to a wash station, I think the best service you can offer your guest is a throwaway hand drying option. It's theirs and theirs alone, and I think there is so much to that. And here in this space, I always love the idea of a cute set of napkins set up in this silver tray. Here in the dining area, I always put a pin to good use and create some sort of personalized name card. Now today it is just a simple piece of cardstock, but carefully writing out your guest names, or in today's case, the word Christmas, it adds another layer to that welcoming touch of your home. Again, making sure to utilize the lamp lighting in this space, and of course candlelight. I think it makes the space warm and cozy for sure. In the living room, I try to make sure I keep the space dusted each and every day, even if it's just by a Swiffer. So when it is time for guests to come, it's an easy light of a candle and flip of a couple switches on the lamps and our hutch, and it becomes guest ready and welcoming. In our guest bath, besides tidying up, I do like to make sure that all of the paper goods have been restocked. I do like the idea of water stamping our toilet paper rolls before placing them into our little cabinet. And my favorite touch in our bathrooms is soft music playing as our guests enter. Now, normally I place our Alexa in here and connect it to my phone so I can watch it out on the kitchen counter as I'm entertaining, and then I do place my iPad over in our bathroom just in case that gets utilized and soft music can be playing in there. Now, it's so easy to find the perfect selection of music on YouTube, and most times you can find something that will play for hours, and I think it's just a really neat added touch to these rooms as your guests walk in. The other day, as we walked through Target, I noticed the cutest Christmas tins that were super inexpensive, and I thought, why not add a couple of my go-tos when it comes to Hostess gifts? So I picked one of these tins up with a couple cookie cutters for embellishment, and I will be sharing with you what I fill them with and how I style them together. Okay, friends, the last couple of things that I want to share with you are some really easy and inexpensive host gifts that I know you can have on hand and ready to walk right out your door anytime you need, especially this first one. Now, this first one, what I did is I got up early this morning, and after I got Ronnie out the door for work, I put together some chocolate chip cookie dough. I scooped them out onto a cookie sheet and placed them in the freezer just so that they would firm up and be nice when I put them into the tin. Plus, it's a little added advantage, so when you take them to your host, if she just happens to leave them on the counter for a minute or two, they're still going to be nice and cold. So let's go ahead and get started on placing them in the tin, and then we'll decorate it up with some simple ribbon and a couple cookie cutters. Okay, so I washed my tin earlier, washed my hands, and plus these aren't going anywhere. They're staying here at home for my family this evening, which I know they're gonna be very happy about. But I also got out some parchment paper, so we're just going to push this down in here, and that's going to be a layer between the tin and the cookies. Okay, I was worried that one batch of cookies wasn't going to fill the tin, but it actually did, and I have a couple of cookies left over, so that worked out perfectly. So we'll go ahead, close this up, and begin to decorate it. Okay, moving on to the next gift now. I had planned on going to Trader Joe's, but ended up at Costco, so I thought I would look here for some florals. And at first I thought there isn't going to be anything to match my gift that's already made at home. But I turned the corner here and there was something that was so beautiful and unique, and you know I love unique, so I picked these up, and honestly I do not remember the name and I threw the label away, but they turned out to be so beautiful. I absolutely love them, and I love giving florals as a gift to our hostess, so this worked out perfectly. All right, friends, the last thing that we're gonna work on is our floral bouquet. It's gonna be really easy and simple to put together, but I will go ahead and voice over this just because of the noise of the cellophane and tissue paper. So let's go ahead and get started on this project. Now, as I began to put these arrangements together, I simply tried to create a bouquet of sorts, starting with the top florals and layering as I work my way down. A lot of times I will go ahead and add greenery from our own backyard, but for the video's sake and the idea that you may not have such greenery, I thought I would just simply use what came with the florals today, and I will have to say I absolutely love it. I used 4 pieces of tissue paper to match my tin and that same green ribbon to pull it all together and create one collected gift. Now I know I would absolutely love to receive this, and I hope that my hostess will as well. Now remember, as you get ready for the season ahead and all the loved ones that may step across your threshold, that the Lord has asked us to welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. Thank you so much for watching today. I really hope this gave you some simple ideas that you can implement into your own getting ready routine. For now, I wish you all a wonderful week. Remember to stay safe, be blessed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.